Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be thinking this time will be different. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So you're out of the narcissistic relationship, you're improving, you're healing, or you have healed. You are striving to reach the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where you no longer care about the narcissist or people from that period of time. Everything's going well. All of a sudden, perhaps you consider, was it really that bad? Was the relationship really as bad as I thought it was? I will stop you right there in your tracks. Yes, it was. It was actually worse than you thought, because most times post-narcissistic relationship, when people are healing, as time goes by and as they do heal, they lose some of the memories. They forget some of the toxicity. They don't remember the gaslighting, all the silent treatment, all the rage fits, etc. They don't know the full extent of the smear campaign. But you will have times, there'll be moments in time when you're reflecting, thinking, was it really that bad? Yes, it was that bad. That's why you're in the community. That's why you have the craving for the knowledge. That's why you're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. And now you understand that 1 minute in a toxic narcissistic relationship is 1 minute too long for anybody. But specifically, once you've come through the fire and you've risen through the ashes like a phoenix and you've put yourself back together, you now are a changed person forever. You are now in the third version of yourself, the strongest, most galvanized version of yourself known to humankind. It is a place that you did not even know it existed, but that's where you will find yourself once you've healed. Then again, you didn't know that narcissism existed. Why? Because you weren't taught this in school. And you did not know that many people on the planet do not have your best interest at heart. And at the top of that list is whom? It's the narcissist. They were trying to manipulate you. They wanted to keep you trapped and stuck in the devaluation stage. They did not want you to see behind the mask. They did not want you to figure out that they were a narcissist. They did not want you to heal. So all these things I'm mentioning to you and sharing with you, they all go back to one thing. Was it really that bad? Or thinking it will be different this time? When you consider, or if you have considered, anybody in the community, if you've accepted a Hoover, you know what I'm talking about. These relationships only get worse and worse. Every time you go back to the narcissist, they deteriorate. They last for a shorter period of time, and what you do is you find yourself experiencing more and more toxicity. You're being blame shifted. You're being blamed for anything that the narcissist wants to blame you for. And you realize eventually, after perhaps going back once or twice or maybe more times, that nothing is changing within these people, i.e. the narcissist. They are only deteriorating right in front of your eyes. They have more gray hairs popping up. Their memory of the past isn't what reality was. They're changing the narrative, i.e. gaslighting you, etc. So thinking that this time will be different, it won't be different. It will actually get worse. So one of the things I'm mentioning, this is for the people on the community or in the channel, that the relationship has ended recently. If you are considering if you're considering communicating with the narcissist, meaning you haven't gone no contact and blocked them, etc., and if you think that the relationship will improve, it won't. What the narcissist will do is they will do whatever they can to trick you and trap you and manipulate you into another round of abuse, which includes, again, the silent treatment, stonewalling, rage fits, verbal abuse, financial abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. Your network, your stable, healthy friends and support system will blow up all over again. And I'm certain you learned that lesson post-narcissistic relationship, that nobody was there to come check in on you. No one was there to knock on your door and say, hey, you're gonna be okay? Do you need some help? Or what can I do for you? These people just disappeared. They scattered. And many of them grabbed their popcorn and watched your life implode. But thinking it will be different this time, it won't be different. And just let's fast forward to the narcissist with the new supply, whoever that new supply is. It won't be different for the new supply either. The new supply is one of three people, like I've mentioned frequently recently in videos. Either A, they're a toxic person themselves, B, they are a recycled source of supply who didn't find the needle in a haystack and they haven't healed or broken the trauma bond, or C, they are a new person who does not know anything about narcissism and they believe that the narcissist is the best thing since sliced bread. That probably was you when you were in the relationship, but then you realized rather quickly, once the narcissist sank their dirty fangs into you and the love bomb / euphoric stage had ended, maybe it ended after a couple weeks, a month, maybe it was half a year, maybe even it was a year, but whenever that ended, you were now placed in the devaluation stage. And this is when you were trying to get back to the euphoric / love bomb stage, but you never quite got back there. You maybe got back there for a couple hours, or maybe a day in a month, or maybe 2 days in a row if you were fortunate during 1 year period, but it wasn't sustainable. Just like the narcissistic relationship, nothing is sustainable. They are always on the quest looking for the next new shiny object. They are looking for the next person to manipulate. They are looking for the next relationship to blow up. They are looking for any wedges they can drive between you and anything that matters to you, which again included your time, money, energy, effort, love, empathy, your relationships, your health, anything possible. The narcissist would try to drive a wedge between you and that. Your pets, that's a prime example. And what the narcissist did back then is they had you so deeply entrenched in the narcissistic fog that you did not know how you got there, and you certainly didn't know how to get out. But then what happened? The relationship ended. Either you were discarded or you ended it yourself. Either way, my heart goes out to you. But when it ended, you had to really slow your life down. You had to take stock. You had to process childhood wounds. You had to see a therapist, journal, meditate. You had to watch videos. You had to read. You had to understand that that relationship was not what you thought it was. It was what it was. And you had to one day eventually practice radical acceptance and come to terms and grips that the narcissist is the person who manipulated you. The narcissist is the person who dumped all their toxicity into you. The narcissist is the person who had you believe in the mask and believe in their false narrative, and none of that baggage was present in your life before you met them. The narcissist is the one constant in these narcissistic relationships. They keep multiple people on the sidelines, and they interchange people the way you change your socks. They don't care about people. They don't care about the new supply. They don't care about anybody other than what they can extract or take from them. So fast forwarding again to the new supply. The new supply, you may think that they're living their best life and they are gallivanting out into the sunset with the narcissist and things are going rosy and peachy. That's not the case. That's what the narcissist wants you to think. That's the image they're presenting to the outside world. But you know who the narcissist is, and you know how challenging it was when you were in that relationship with them. You see, you experienced things that most people didn't experience. You tolerated more poor behavior that you didn't even think you would ever tolerate, and you made excuses for the narcissist. You turned a blind eye. You didn't trust your instincts or your intuition, and you ignored red flags. That's what we do. But once we get the wisdom and we apply the tools and we understand that we are the priority, we come first, second, and third, that's when we shift the energy, and all the energy that was going out everywhere to putting out all the fires that the narcissist was creating, that energy now goes inward into ourselves. And that is when we work on getting our cup full. That's when we heal and we take our time and we are in the cocoon of boundaries, and we understand that thinking it will be different this time, it won't be. That's when you really practice radical acceptance and you understand that these narcissistic relationships, they do not improve. They always go like a tanking stock. They go downwards and to the left. They do not go up and to the right. But the narcissist sold you a bill of goods. They wanted you believing that they were the best stock on the stock market, that they were going to go to the moon with you. What happened is they were a dud. They didn't pan out. They weren't even a penny stock. They were something that just didn't exist eventually once you've healed. And that's exactly the path. That's the mindset. You need to understand that the narcissist can't change, they can't introspect, they won't be accountable, and they can't have a genuine apology. What they want to do is pump their own fragile ego up by diminishing and demeaning and devaluing other people. And they succeed at this for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship. Until when? Until they don't. Until you finally go no contact, you block them, you delete them, you remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? When you do this, you understand that if you were to entertain something way back then, before you got the wisdom about going back to the narcissist, it wouldn't improve. It would just get worse and worse and worse. And that was what the narcissist was banking on. They were banking on you not going no contact. They were banking on you not seeing behind the mask. They were banking on you believing in their false narrative and the empty promises they had. But again, that was then, this is now. We now have the tools. We now have insulated ourselves. We've now slowed our lives down. We've processed so many things. And we understand that this time won't be different because you won't be entering a narcissistic relationship. But this time will be different because now you have boundaries. Now you are not a people pleaser. Now you can say no, the strongest word in the English language. And now you can do whatever you want to do, when you want to do it, and with whom you want to do it. Example, if you want to sleep in tomorrow morning until noon, go for it. If you want to stay up this evening till 3 o'clock in the morning, do it. If you want to watch Netflix for the next 24 hours, enjoy. You want to go walking or hiking or climbing or swimming or bicycling, do it. Do whatever you want to that benefits you, that improves your life, that allows you to recharge your battery, that gives you clarity, that is narcissistic free. So again, for the people in this community who have ever entertained thinking it would be better this time, it won't be, it can't be, and it never will be, because the narcissist has one mission, and that is to destroy people's lives. They want to blow up anything between that person and anything that matters to them. That's why when you were in the relationship, if you really think about what you were doing, is you were putting out fires left, right, and center, and you were being the sounding board for the narcissist. You were the person who was regulating them. You were the person who was putting them high up on the pedestal to the detriment of yourself. You were the person who was pumping up their fragile ego. You were the person who was looking the other way when the narcissist would say something that was out of line, or if they had an awkward moment, you would make an excuse for them. This is what the narcissist needs. They need somebody to be a punching bag, a pawn, a puppet, if you will. They want the unpaid helper. They want the walking apology. They want the person who's going to be the sounding board. The narcissist wants to drain anything they possibly can from you. And when you were in the relationship, they did just that. That is why when you finally went no contact, etc., you understand it won't be any different for the narcissist. They're just going to continue to abuse whoever they can. But it will be different for you because you are no longer in their proximity. You have gone no contact, etc. You don't participate in the behavior of the narcissist any longer. That is why so frequently on the channel I've suggested to people on the healing path, if you have the ability to block them, do it. If you have the ability to relocate, go for it. If you have the ability to weed out other toxic people in your life, you should certainly do that. And many times the toxic people in your life, they are immediate family members, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, aunts, uncles. These people that know you the best usually are the people that have the most access to you, and they're the people who can inflict the most damage upon you. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm sharing. The narcissist, it wasn't just a romantic relationship. It wasn't just a mom or a dad. It wasn't just a brother or sister. It's a coworker. It's a boss. It's a colleague. It's a neighbor. It's a person that's working in the pizza store. It's a person who is a customer service agent. It's a person on a plane, a train, an automobile. These people are everywhere. Now, I'm not trying to upset you or frighten you. I'm letting you know that you need to have boundaries. You need to not overshare. You need to not romanticize the narcissistic relationship. You need to not only think about the good times. You need to really be present and understand that if you got the pro-con list out about the relationship that you were a part of, and you were authentic and genuine with yourself, and you wrote down the benefits of that relationship and the not so good things, which would be the cons, I think your eyes would be opened wide, and you would say to yourself, wow, the pro list perhaps doesn't even exist, and the con list was massive. That's what you will discover, and I strongly suggest for you to do that if you haven't done it. If it's been a while since you've rewritten the pro-con list, let's say your relationship ended 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, get out the pen and paper and write down a new version of the list and compare it with the old version that you had. You will see the change in your mindset. You will see that the words you've written down years later are completely different than the words you wrote down in the beginning when that relationship ended, because you're healed or you're healing. Your mind is clear and you're experiencing clarity. You're narcissistic free, you're toxic free. There's no energy vampires zapping your mindset. This is the path. This is what you must do. If not now, when? Understand that these relationships do not improve. So thinking that it will be different this time, the only thing that will be different this time is you will not go back to the narcissist. You will not enter any narcissistic relationship in the future. Play this a few times and play it over and over again. There is no room in your life for a toxic, draining, narcissistic relationship. You've been through it once, maybe even multiple times. Now you really need to get the message and go no contact and block these people. And do not overshare information. Do not think that everybody on the planet has your best interest at heart. Do not be a people pleaser. And do not drop anything you're doing at the drop of a hat just to help out somebody just because you can. That's what we did in the past. That's not what we do in the present. We have become the educated empath, which is a person who has been through the fire, risen through the ashes like a phoenix, and now has entered the third version of them. And these people, and I am certainly one of these people, we have a high level of empathy, a lot more empathy than a lot of other people. But what we do is we harness it and we utilize it and we use it for those loved and trusted ones around us, or for those people who have proven themselves to us. We don't just give it away to a complete stranger. or a neighbor or a colleague or a coworker just because they're asking us to do something. Those days are long over, because we've experienced a non-reciprocal relationship with the narcissist and with energy vampires. We will not entertain their words, their actions, or their thoughts anymore in the future. So understand what I'm sharing with you. Thinking that this time it will be different, it won't be different, because there won't be a this time. This time you will really get the message and you will block these people. This time you will heal. This time you will reach the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference. This time you will surround yourself with like-minded people. This time you will be doing more listening than talking. This time you will not believe that everybody on the planet wants the best for you. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. God bless you all. I love you. You are not alone. Remember, there won't be a this time, because you're healing and you got the message loud and clear. You now learned the definitions in the glossary on the narcissistic abusive cycle. You know them. You know the terms inside and out, and you've coupled those definitions with your real life experience, and that equals wisdom. With the wisdom that you've acquired, this is now a newfound superpower, and it's a superpower that needs to be utilized wisely, because with all great powers comes great expectations, and that's what you're doing. You're now understanding that you have elevated on such a high plane, on such a high level, that many people would love to be where you are. But then again, to get the wisdom, you would have to have gone through something like the narcissistic abusive cycle, and nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to go through that, myself included. I love you all. God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye.